What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Gold Silver Bulls channel here. I'm going to be going over the silver, gold, and gold to silver ratio charts today. Today is Sunday, February 15th, 2026, and I want to just kind of give my predictions on where I see the price of silver, gold, and the gold to silver ratio going, just based off of the charts and looking at the price, okay? So obviously we all know, we've seen my previous video, hopefully. If you haven't, I'll leave that link in the description below, about my predictions on where I see silver going in the near future and why, all of the different geopolitical reasons and the industrial uses of silver, and why silver is going to be exploding over the next 5 to 10 years. So let's go ahead and let's get started. As we can see, silver is here. I've pretty much already drawn the different trend lines, as we can see. And we've got the clear bullish trend here with silver right here. And something that I want to notice, and this is something that I wish I had paid a little bit more attention to, but when silver a few weeks ago was all the way up here at the 120 peak, it didn't dawn on me that the trend line was so far below the actual price, and all of this empty space needed to get filled. Oh, sorry about that. Like you can see, price just keeps bouncing off the trend. It escaped, but then it bounced back toward the trend. It escaped, bounced back toward the trend, and it escaped, but it never bounced back toward the trend because there was all this empty space. And then lo and behold, price dropped and filled up all this empty space. I wish I would have known that. Otherwise, I would have bought way more down here instead of buying all the way up here. I wish I was more aware and alert. But again, it's all right. We learn, we live and we learn. But here is a support that was never retested on the lower time frame. Same thing here, support never retested. We have a bit of a head and shoulders pattern here forming, right? It looks like we have the shoulder here, goes up, head right there, now the other shoulder, and then it's forming right here. So I think if this is a true head and shoulders pattern, we could see price shoot all the way back up to the 120, or at least the 108 support that was never retested. The slight pullback to hit the trend line again, and then it'll kind of just consolidate a little bit in this wedge before it continues to break forward. Now, based on the Fibonacci, right, if we draw it from the very bottom of this bullish trend to the very top, we are rejecting at the 618, and then the next take profit would technically be the 681, which is right around $170 an ounce, which it could then bounce back off of the 0.27 at 140 and then continue forward from 170. So this could be, this could take a month, couple months, even up until the summer, but that's what I'm projecting to happen with silver. Obviously, next weekend, my predictions could be slightly different, but we'll see what happens this week. Now, let's go over to gold. My gold prediction is a very interesting one because price in gold, let's go over to the weekly. In the daily time frame, it looks like gold could continue to go up or just consolidate and stay sideways, right? For at least the next, I'm looking at the bottom here, it says March and April. Price could just stay relatively the same. But something that I noticed on the weekly time frame is that we've got massive rejection at the 5600 right here by this giant wick, and then we have more rejection right in here, which kind of shows that we wanted to go down, but then it also didn't want to go fully up. So we're stuck in this bullish trend, this very narrow trend, which we could be stuck in there for another month, 2 months. But then again, look right here, all of this empty space from the actual bullish trend line on the weekly and even the monthly time frame. So I'm very cautious about gold potentially dropping over the next, who knows, maybe a couple of months, just because of how much empty space is here, right? Sometime in 2026, we could see gold drop back down to like low 4,000s, which is a very, I know it sounds weird, and I'm not like, it doesn't sound good, I'd say, because silver and gold typically go up together, but it's just, and you'll understand what I'm saying when I look at the gold to silver ratio. But then we also have this right here, a bunch of resistances, right? price broke, but it never retested as support. So that's something that I'm also kind of scared about too, because that's at the $3,500 mark per ounce. If price drops back down to there, what does that mean for the US dollar? What's going to end up happening, right? Because if you go down to the 4 hour really quick, you can see what I mean. How there is, if I can find it, where is it? Maybe it's not the 4 hour, maybe it's the daily. Let's go to the daily time frame. Sorry about that. Look, resistance, 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 right? Price never retested as support because typically normal markets go like this, right? But when it broke, it never retested as support. So that's just something that I keep an eye out on when I'm looking at these charts. And gold, you know, it could be sideways, it could continue to go up, but I'm just going to keep an eye out on this empty space. I will not be surprised if at some point in 2026 we see gold drop down to the downside and touch the daily time frame, I'm sorry, the weekly or the monthly time frame bullish trend. So I'm just keen on that, just keeping an eye out on it. Gold could be kind of stagnant for a little bit. Now, the gold to silver ratio is very important because I'm seeing, I mean, you can even just tell just by looking at this on the weekly time frame. We have a support never retested here, but the issue is, for that at least, we're still in this bearish trend. And if I zoom in a little bit further, you can really see this incredible rejection from, was it last week or 2 weeks ago's candle, right? Massive rejection. We're still within the bearish trend, right? And it's very obvious that price is going to drop down to the 33 to 1 as we saw back in 2011, right? We're looking to hit those levels once more. So that's what I'm looking at right now with the gold to silver ratio. We're looking at silver continuing down. Silver is going to blow up, which follows my analysis with silver that I just mentioned, 5 minutes ago. And then we have this rejection here, which kind of proves again, well, the gold to silver ratio doesn't want to keep going up, so to speak, or at least to break. Not at least yet. It could change over the next couple weeks, right? The next few candles. But I'm going to assume, based on the silver chart, that price is going to reject here and then continue to slowly drop. By June to July of 2026, we could see a gold to silver ratio at 33 to 1. Now, if that does happen, I will most likely be converting some of my silver into gold. So I'm looking forward to that. But again, it's not going to be good news for the overall economy because the US dollar is going to be basically collapsing. It'll be good for us who invest in gold and silver, or at least silver and then convert it. But yeah, the dollar is getting weaker and weaker. Grocery store, cars, insurance, everything's going to get super inflated and very expensive. And if you are invested in gold and silver, it will be good for you because everything is run by the US dollar. And if the dollar plummets, then guess what? Gold and silver are going to go up. So this is what I'm projecting. The gold to silver ratio will continue bearish in favor of silver up until at least June, July 2026. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks. Obviously, I'll make update videos. And then, yeah, that's what I'm looking at for silver. I think we could be in a nice head and shoulders pattern here. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's prediction. And stay tuned for much more to come. Okay, I'll be making many more videos about gold and silver and my predictions and just the news in general and updates as time goes on. So thank you all so much. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.